This is probably the 500th time I've tried to film this. Okay. Alright, so you go to Rich Tex and you're gonna buy your base fabric. It's gonna be about 54 to 56 inches wide. Okay? And in your case, you're gonna do 108 inches length. Okay, then you're gonna take your liner from Rich Tex. I always get it from Rich Tex because it comes in a roll and you don't have to, iron out all those wrinkles and stuff. It's just a pain in the butt. It's way better to spend one more extra dollar and go to Rich Tex, I promise you. Anyways, the liner at Rich Tex is also better because it's 2 inches on each side shorter than your base fabric. So what you're gonna do, and I'll show you that later, it's a good thing that it's like that, okay? So what you're gonna do, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your liner and you're going to hem the bottom, just the bottom, nothing else. And my fingers are dirty because I've been working outside all day. Okay, one thing done. Then you're gonna take your base fabric and you're gonna hem it as well. This is where you can get creative. You can also do like a huge hem, short hem, small hem. I always like to stay around 3 inches, but some people like that really big, deep hem. It's really your preference, whatever you wanna do. So, obviously you'll need more length if you're gonna do a bigger hem. But I think 3 inches is perfect. That's about what you always get at Rich Tex, like if they do custom curtains, so. Okay, here is your hemmed. Okay, so you're gonna lay your base fabric down on the ground and you're gonna take your, stitch this, obviously. I like to do a longer stitch on the front. Make sure you do a coordinating color because you're gonna see it. A longer stitch just so you don't see so much, but it really doesn't matter. A looser stitch is best. Okay, so then you're gonna take your liner. This is the sewn part and this is the folded part. You're gonna take it upside down and lay it just like this. So it looks like that. So this is stitched. This is the folded part, and this is the stitched part, okay? You're gonna lay it down, and I like to kind of tuck it just barely underneath this hem. So basically, you're not seeing all of this, you're just seeing this pretty part, like that, okay? All right, so once you get that in line, I will, okay, I'm working on a smaller scale, so it's easier. I forgot to mention, like, for over here, I like to just pin these sides in place so it doesn't get all crazy, and pin the heck out of it, because if it moves, it's just more of a struggle. So I just pin that on that side. Okay, so we're gonna work on this side first. So I'm just gonna take it and fold it in, about 3-inch hem will do good. Oh, also, I know you probably know this, but to find a 3-inch hem, you would just measure from here to 3 inches and fold it. Fold it. You don't have to do this. This is just a tip. And then from there, you just fold it right before that folded edge, and then tuck it over. That way you know it's exactly 3-inch hem. You don't have to guess. It's just, I hate guessing, and it's always wrong. So it's just a easy way to do it. Okay, so on these, I'm going to do a blind hem stitch. And if you don't know how to do that, I can show you. It's not really hard. You just basically take the fabric like this, pinch it, and stitch here. And then it's the one that goes dash, dash, dash. And then it grabs a little, like a V, dash, dash, dash. Folds over like a V, dash, dash, dash. Okay? So you're gonna sew here, and then it'll snag a little bit. So here, snag a little bit. So here, snag a little bit. Which I'm sure you know how to do that, but I can always show you if you can't. So let's say this is all blind stitched. I turn it upside down, and then I press it and pull it and make sure it's all perfectly straight. Also, make sure you do your blind stitch kind of on a lighter or a looser setting, because if you don't, it gets super tight and this starts to pull and look all janky. So, whoop, my phone just fell. Okay. So we're gonna do that on both sides, okay? So I'm just gonna do that one more time. When you get to the end down here, at Rich Tex they have these weights that you can put in here. You can put anything in there. You could put a quarter, you could put 3/4 in there. All it is just like a heavy weight to keep your curtain from falling down and like staying heavy down. And basically I just kind of make a little pocket here and here and just hold it. Sometimes I don't even use them. I don't really see that big of a difference without them, but you can do it if you want. Remember 3 inches, and then we'll turn it. I've already done this. So I'm just gonna show you really quick. Okay, done. Hem the bottom like that, so you can do your weights if you want. You don't have to, again. Okay, I don't know if you've heard of buckram, but this is buckram. And it looks like this. You can get it at Rich Tex. So this basically goes in the very top, okay? And it tucks under one fold of your fabric and your liner. So what it is, it's really easy. You just stick it in, and I'll show you how in a second, but it really makes those perfect pinched pleats because it's kind of thick paper. It's not iron fused, like you can't iron it on and it'll stay put. That would be just, I don't know, someone needs to invent that. But it's cheap and it makes your pleats really pretty. Okay, so this is what your panel looks like so far. Okay, so you have hemmed edges, and then you have hemmed and hemmed, okay? Okay, so out front you're gonna have these little dots of just little, Parker, please go away. Okay. These little dots that, so you can see the blind stitch, so it's gonna be really pretty. Okay, so fold your panel back over, and what I like to do is cut any of this excess liner that we have. Just to, you know, so it's not so bulky. Okay. This is the part when you have to measure from here to the very bottom to the very, I'm sorry, can't see. The very bottom to the very top, okay? So you're gonna pull this down just to see and make it to the exact spot where you want it, which in this case is gonna be 1 foot. Okay, Parker. Okay, so what I do is I take it, mark my spot with my iron. Ironing on these things are just key. Like, you can't not do this without an iron. So, okay. Where's my buckram? Alright, this is... Okay, I just made some fake buckram. Closer. Okay, so here's my buckram, and here's my top, and we folded this down just to get the exact measurement. I'm gonna unfold it. I'm gonna take my buckram, and I'm just gonna tuck it into here, just like that, and then tuck it, cut it to size, tuck it right into, Parker, please, tuck it in right there. This is hot, I need you to go away. Please, I'm not doing this video again, go. Okay, you're just going to fold it down once, just like that. Okay. Okay, you have two options. If you want, you can serge this, fold it down, and it will be fine. You can just do one stitch if you want, it'll be fine. Or you don't have to do either. I normally don't do either because it doesn't matter, because you're gonna put a bunch of pleats in here, and it just kind of makes the top a little bit more bulkier, but it's whatever you want to do. So if you don't want to do any of this, or you can, I usually just do like a teeny tiny little stitch right here just to keep it in place, and right over here, just to keep it and hold it in place so you don't have any movement. Okay, take that, iron it down really good, and then you're done. This is your panel. You were officially done. Okay, you could hang this up just like this with those little pinch clips. But now I'm gonna show you how to do the pleats. Okay, so to do the pleats, you have to measure, Parker, stop. So you'll measure from here to here, get the exact width, figure out how many pleats you want, figure out, which is normally 5 for one single panel, figure out how many spaces you want, which will be 6. If you're doing 5 pleats, you'll do 6 spaces. And then you figure out how wide you want your pleats. Normally, I think I do about 4 inches, probably for a pleat, and maybe like a 5-inch gap. You'll just have to play with it and see what you like best, because everything's different. But I usually start a little in, start a pleat, stop. I take my pen, and this is that wash away pen. I think Rachel has one that you could borrow, but it's just a wash away pen. I do, you know, you'll measure it out obviously, but will be a P, and then this will be a space, and then you do here. This is a P, Parker. Okay, so it'll be just like that. You know, you just have to kind of play with it. I usually have to get Chase and do the math for me, because to this point I get tired and I'm like, just do the math for me. But anyway, so what I do is, let's say we're gonna make a really big pleat, because I'm just gonna show you. So here and here. So this is gonna be our pleat, okay? I'm going to take this purple line and this purple line and fold it in half and get them to meet perfectly together, okay? And then I just fold it in half like that. See how you can see the purple? You're gonna run a stitch from here, okay? All the way down your buckram. From the very tippy top of this, oh gosh, I'm sorry. Okay, you have these lined up, okay? You're gonna take your stitch and just run it from here all the way down to your buckram, which is here. So it's gonna look like this. Then you're gonna take it apart like that, and so this is what the back's gonna look like. This is the front, so you already have one pleat basically. So you can do this 3 different ways. You can push this in half like that, make a pleat just like that. You can sew down here or up here. Whoops. Gosh, this is hard to do with one hand. Or up here like a French pleat. Sorry, I'm trying to show you. Or you can sew down here Or you can twist this and do like 3 different pleats. I normally don't do that because it's more work, but it is doable. You can do it like that. See? It's really easy. So once you get the pleat that you want, you just pinch it like that, and then you're going to put it down on your sewing machine and sew just right there, just that little tip, and that's what keeps that in place. This is going to be held up tightly and firmly with your buckram, okay? And then that's it. That's all you have to do. And then you're going to take your hooks that you get from, so you can get these at Walmart. You can also get them at Rich Tex, they'll give them to you. You just take it, marker, and you just go right up the top, right here in the back. Maybe I'm trying to do one little video, and it's gonna look just like that in the back. Obviously this will be cleaned up. You can serge it, you can even hem it if you want, do a zigzag stitch, whatever you want to do. But yep, and that's it.
Can I draw a picture on this?